It's going to be a thrilling Tuesday because it's a battle royale. It's the Rajasthan Royals who are going to be locking horns with Royal Challengers Bangalore. So it's pretty much Graeme Smith's team versus mine. Watching this match preview on cricket.com. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Graeme Smith. I'm enjoying spending time with you, all the fans on cricket.com. I hope you're loving our insights, enjoying what we have to say. Please share your thoughts, subscribe, and let's get going for the rest of the IPL.
And the reason why I said it's Graeme Smith's team versus mine, because we're both fanboys after all. Who isn't in this day and age? Graeme Smith, a very warm welcome to you. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Johannesburg now. I'm at a university on a course for a couple of days, just trying to increase my knowledge and get smarter so I can compete with you guys.
Yeah, that's why I asked you that question. So maybe we'll stick with Professor Smith for this show at least. RR versus RCB. It's going to be the battle royale. It's your team who've been fantastic. 2 wins in the trot. But I'm afraid RCB will stop this juggernaut. Or do you disagree?
I have to disagree with you. I think, both excellent teams. I think, RCB, getting the victory in game 2, which will give them a little bit of confidence, maybe just settle some things down. But, Rajasthan Royals, if everyone's fit in that 11, have really just started the competition well. Bowlers in form, batters in form. Just a lot of positives for them. So I expect that to carry on.
Yeah, let's see if they make it a hat-trick of wins. Before we go further, let's show you a head-to-head between Rajasthan and Bangalore in all T20s. And it looks like this. I won't say anything more. We'll speed on quickly to Graeme Smith and ask him about this Rajasthan Royals team in IPL 2022. I mean, they've lost the toss on both occasions. The teams have put them in, but they've still managed to defend, something that the other teams have not had much success of. Why is it happening with Rajasthan? What are they eating? What are they doing right, Smithy?
I think, if I look at the key players in their lineup, but they've performed well. If you think about game 1, they bowled a lot better on the surface that was available to them. Prasid Krishna, Trent Bolt with the new ball, excellent. Sunrisers weren't at the same level, so Josh Butler and Samson and Hetmeyer and the likes who were able to take advantage of that, and that's carried on. I think there's a couple of key, performers in the Rajasthan side with both bat and ball, and they've performed well. They've shown the confidence, they've delivered on the day, and from their perspective, they want that to carry on. It's allowed all the youngsters kind of in and around to find their feet and get going.
Yeah, I mean, Rajasthan Royals have been scoring at the highest so far, in the middle overs in particular, taking a liking towards spin. So let's see how that really unfolds on Tuesday night against RCB spinners. But I want to talk about 2 men, Butler and Samson. We'll start about Josh Butler first, because you've been a successful captain everywhere you've gone. How would you plan for someone like Josh Butler, and what would you tell your bowlers?
I'd be looking to get the best person I can on early to try and get him out. I think he's just that type of player that if he gets in, he's got an all-round game, like we used to talk about AB de Villiers. He can take on both spin and seam, which is extremely dangerous, and the power game. And he just, bowlers' confidences just get dented. They get insecure when they're running in at him when he's in form, and he's shown a great quality up front in this tournament. He's got runs early on, which has settled him. So I'd be looking to attack him early on, see how I could get him out. And it's the best way to keep him quiet is when he's sitting in the sheds.
Absolutely. What Samson then? Because look, he's been thriving against spin, especially from last year to this year. And it makes me think about that contest with Hasaranga and potentially in the middle overs. Who do you see winning that particular contest? Because it's going to be a lip-smacking one.
Yeah, we've spoken about matchups a fair few times, and I can imagine in the Royals' prep for this game that they would have spent a lot of time on Hasaranga. I mean, Kumar Sangakkara is the coach, Sri Lankan, will have a fair amount of experience and knowledge on Hasaranga. But if I was looking, I would see that he's the key weapon in that RCB side. You saw him have a successful game previously, so I'd be thinking how we as a combination play him. He's very stump to stump. Do we show him our stump? Do we look to hit hard along the ground? Do we just rotate strike and look to take on the other bowlers? So that strategy that that top 5 that Rajasthan Royals have, how they will look to tackle Hasaranga. Will he bowl the new ball? Will they save him for the death? So try and work out those combinations and then figure out a game plan against him that makes sure you get on top of him.
Yeah, it makes RCB's headache even more because RR have been thriving against spin. So whether they make a change for this match tactically, we'll wait and watch. Let's talk about another matchup then, which has not happened in IPL, at least to my mind. Virat Kohli against Chahal. Now, we know the king and how he's been showing intent against his spinners so far. It's a small sample size IPL 2022, but he's going to be coming up against his former spinner in Chahal. Who's going to win that contest? Because that too is going to be a promising one.
Well, I mean, contrary to Virat's career, I mean, he's struggled against leg spin in the IPL for whatever reason. I don't know. So Chahal will be confident, having seen that when he was part of the side with the RCB. He's looking in great form with the ball, and he knows it's going to be a big battle. I wouldn't even be surprised if Samson and Sangakkara are talking to Chahal to say when Kohli comes to crease, be ready. We're going to get you on early to try and knock him over. And it's a trend that's difficult to work out as to why Virat has struggled a little bit in IPL against leg spin, almost contrary to his international career. But I mean, as we say, good combination bowling attack that Rajasthan have, in particular with both spinners, Ashwin and Chahal. But Chahal, for me, I'd be looking at him as a weapon against this RCB team.
Yeah, it's coming from the Wankhede Stadium, this, and I'm going to ask you about a 3-letter word which is haunting all teams. DEW, due. And how do you tackle this? Because look, you've been a captain, you scratched your head about this. Is there any particular plan to negate this as much as possible, or am I completely talking about my backside?
In the pre-game, I'd be in the groundsman's ears, in the organiser's ears, making sure they get that special spray out to keep the field dry, to try and keep the contest as even as possible. But I think you've got to take it a step further as a team. You've got to talk about it. You've got to have a strategy, and you've got to go away and practice. I mean, there was a time where we used to dip balls in buckets of water and field with them, and our bowlers used to practice bowling with them, so that when you get there on the night, it's not like a first-time experience. You've got a bit of a history of how did it feel in your hand, how did it grip, did it slip, what deliveries can you achieve with a wet ball, and then also in the field, just getting used to that aspect of catching a ball that's slightly more slippery. It might skid onto you in the outfield. So just really take it into your preparation. Leave no stone unturned that when you get there in the night and suddenly there is this amount of dew, that you're better prepared than you were if you didn't practice those skills.
Yeah, it's food for thought, that. So let's see how that goes along, because the afternoon games will at least save the captain some light at the toss. Finally, here are the predictions, because you've got everything spot on. It's almost a Midas touch from there. RR or RCB, I want you to think with your head more than the heart.
No, I'm getting nervous now that we've got everything right. The pressure is certainly on. Again, it's a tough one to call, especially the evening game. You've mentioned the dew and how that's going to affect things. But I just think going into this game, there's more players in the Rajasthan lineup that have got big performances behind them. There are more players that have got the confidence in their own game. They started well as a team. Tactically, they're looking sharp. So I'm going to give them the edge based on that early form.
Okay, let's see how it all pans out. Of course, Tuesday it's going to be a riveting clash. We'll catch Graeme Smith in the post-match scheme of things as well. Subscribe to the cricket.com YouTube channel. I'm out of here. We'll see you soon.